Peace, y'all. What's the deal? This is Raekwon the Chef, and you checking out Hit the Floor. Salute. The name of my new album is called F.I.L.A International Luxurious Art. You know, F.I.L.A. You know, some people call it F.I.L.A. F.I.L.A. You know, this is something I've been working on for a while, like almost like 2 years. It's an album, it's a lifestyle album. It's more me giving you the new Raekwon in 2015. You know, of course, you know, I come from the 90s era of hip hop music, and you know, I made my mark back then, and you know, I still managed to keep myself relevant up to now, you know, which is almost 2 decades. And this album, I had to, you know, still make myself be who I am, but still also try to take it to new heights. And that's what we did with this new album. You know, when I think of myself, I see myself as being a fly dude. You know, I see myself as being an internationally known artist now. You know, and definitely I'm making luxurious art with my music. You know, I think it's so important for people to know that art is, you know, it's about being artistic and, you know, challenging your creativity and really just keeping your mind rich. That's why when you see on Instagram, I'm throwing up a bunch of expensive pictures that says that's F.I.L.A International Luxurious Art, because it's all about where you want to be here. You know, and this album gives me the opportunity to show y'all me today, doing it in a more pure form of giving everybody great music, not just put myself in one chamber. You know, as a hardcore MC. You know, it's so easy for me to do that, but it's also more to Raekwon. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand that I like to have fun on tracks too. You know, I like to, you know, give tracks and, you know, have tracks for women. You know, just have a record for them and have a record for everybody. Try to satisfy everybody. That's what a cook does. You know, you come in his restaurant, he has to have more than one dish, because you might not want to eat salmon today. You might got a taste for lasagna. Or this one might want Jamaican food, or this one might want Spanish food. You know, so as a chef, it's my duty to keep serving you guys different dishes that you say taste good. You know, I think as an artist, it's important for us to know where the climate of hip hop is at today, what the fans love, because it's a new generation of hip hop kids. So I have to sit down and say to myself, what are they into? What do they like? What do they want? And still figure out a way to still give people what they expect of me. You know, sometimes these are tough decisions, because, you know, one thing you gotta remember, fans are fickle. You know, they'll sit here and say, yo, I want you to stay here, but then when you stay there, they feeling like you didn't grow. You know, but then when you take a leap to try to do something else, then they like, well, why he didn't stay there? So I come to the solution of, you know what, let me just be an artist and create, but still know the difference in what everybody is wanting, and try to just balance. It's all about balance. It's all about giving the fans an opportunity to say, all right, I got something for you, but also check this out. It sounds fresh, it sounds new, and I think that when people hear this album, they will be able to sit here and say, yo, Ray gave us him still. You know, with the opportunities of becoming a more serious artist, because at the end of the day, that's what I do. I'm an MC, you know what I mean, and an artist. Like, it's my job to keep reinventing, you know, and you know, sometimes, you know, when you come from a super powerful hip hop group, it's a certain bar that everybody always wants you to jump over. I gotta be able, if the shit is 11 feet, I gotta be able to scale that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, you know, for me, that's how I look at my music, man. I have to keep growing and still give you what you expect of me. You know, and I think this album has, you know, successfully done that. You know, to where people could sit here and say, okay, yo, he still is the chef. You know, he didn't go do something that we felt like was totally left field. You know, sometimes people have to respect that, you know, You know, a lot of the underground music doesn't get the proper respect that it gets, you know, on a level of selling records or selling music. So I have to be able to still think as a businessman and say, how do I mesh everything together to make it still feel good? And that's why albums take a long time to make when you're making a body of work. Yeah. You know, this album is a body of work. This album was put together and designed a certain kind of way because I didn't just want to rush and give guys anything. Yeah. You know, sometimes when you just give up anything, people could see it. They could see right through it and say, oh, you rushed that shit. That shit wasn't about nothing. He didn't care about it. Or, you know, and then that falls back on your resume. Yeah. You know, one thing about me, I've always been passionate from day one, from my first record. I never ever wanted to give the fans something I felt was rushed or overcooked or soggy. You know, I'm always a dude that's an extremist when it comes to making music because I appreciate the accolades from the fans. Yeah. You know, when we sit down and we listen, we on social media, and you know, I sit down with my team and my group and we talk about the things that the fans talk about, you know, and sometimes you have real fans protecting us, and then you got fans that's pissed off. And then you got fans that's like, yo, they over with, they gone. They already had their time. So you dealing with so many different mentalities of what people expect from you. We have to sit there and listen to it. You can't run from that. You know, so I think that's where we have to sit here and focus on making great music still. How I incorporate it, because I do what I do. I think what I think of first. Yeah. You know, if I can't please me, how I'm gonna please you? You know, and if I sit here and listen to you, then how much of a great artist am I? If I can't sit here and think for myself. Yeah. You know, so of course I'm listening to you, but I think a true artist is just gonna do what he loves first, what he feels. Yeah. Music is about a feeling. And if a feeling comes over me and it feels good, I'm happy with it. And I'm hoping that you will respect it the same way you respect everything else that I've done in the past, and give me an opportunity to say, okay, let me see where Ray go. You know, you can't please everybody. You know, and I think that through the course of the years, you know, we have tried to please everyone, and it kind of like put our backs against the wall, where as sometimes we feel like we got to do what y'all want us to do. And to me it should be a 50-50. You know, we want to give y'all what y'all want, but at the same time, take what I'm ready to give you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I didn't get this far for nothing. You know, and like I said, people can hear the music. They can feel when they know that you are wilding out, or they can feel when you trying to explore and give us something different. You know, I respect artists that don't follow the trend of everybody else. Yeah. You know, that's why the music game is so crazy right now, with the sales and stores and people downloading your shit for free. Is because they starting to become skeptical on the artist, on the creativity of where you going, because it seems like everybody's doing the same shit. You feel me? Yeah. It's important to still be authentic, man, and be creative, you know, and a lot of times dudes, they give up and then they become followers of the trend, and then next thing you know, people say to us like, y'all guys are different. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have to do that, but we understand that y'all are always going to be creative and make stuff that we would eventually have to feel and like, you know. Yeah. And sometimes the worst critic is just yourself, because you stuck in between. It's like having two people on your back telling you, yo, do that, yo, you know you better do that. Oh nah, but you know at the same time you gotta grow because it's a different time. Oh no, shut the fuck up, you don't know, he don't know what he's talking. You know at sometimes we go crazy. It's like we go fucking cuckoo, babe, because it's like we trying to please our audience that been supporting us for the longest, man.